A number one chill spot on the internet. We got the LED in the little background, little funky vibes on a beautiful Monday morning, mindful vibes, set the tone for the week, get prepared, create the outcomes that we would love to see. Um, yeah, we're gonna see, we're gonna let people come in. I got my tea, my third tea of the day already, and I'm actually kind of excited for today because one of my favorite books, and that I've been reading a lot, which is called Daughter Drink This Water by Jaya John. And I think it might actually be Yaya John, I'm not sure. But what I love about this book is so many things he talks about are things I've talked about on my podcast that I just like have my own observations on. And it's wild to read something and almost feel like you're reading your own thoughts, but he's even better with his words than me, because he's like really a writer. So like it's very poetic. So we're going to dive into this book today. It's going to be a Read With Me Mindful Monday. We're going to set the energy in the direction that matters, you understand? And we're going to create good fruit for the week. Remember, this is the number one chill spot, and the best way to support is to hit. I don't like the word to hit that button. Let's to bless that like button. That's the word. Yeah, bless that like button. We got 25 likes, 94 people in here. We're gonna have a good group of people. We are gonna get into this book again. Daughter, Drink This Water. It's actually written towards women, but even as a man, I find a lot of value in this book. And it's actually kind of nice to read a book that is curated to women. A lot of things that we read, it's always man, it's always in a male figure. But this one is like directed strictly kind of to women, and it's yeah, it's interesting, but I love it. We're gonna read a little bit of it. I'm very excited about this because this is Saturday. All I did was just read and light incense and drink tea, and I was just like in a vibe. So we're gonna get into it in a bit. Drinking a nice little spiced chai tea. I was actually out at a nice lounge last night, right? And with a buddy just catching up. Haven't seen him in a long time. We're actually childhood friends. So we were just, went out for some dinner, had some good food, had a little dessert, then went to another lounge for some drinks. And I'm looking at the drink menu and I'm like, I don't really want to drink though. Right? My buddy's having his tequila. And then I'm looking at the menu and then they got tea. I'm like, oh, they got tea. I'm like, can I get some tea? And then the waiter looks at me like really weird, like, nobody be ordering tea at this late. Like everyone's always drinking alcohol. I'm like, yo, the tea's the vibe right now. Let me run that tea. And they had a really good chai tea. And my buddy looks at me. He's like, yo, is that spiked? Like, did they spike the tea for you? And I'm like, no, this is tea. Like, this is the high frequency vibe I want to be on. Yes, for those asking, Daughter Drink This Water is the book, a book of sacred love. Don't worry, we're going to get into it, more information. We got to support other writers and people who are in the same space on the channel. It's not really about competition, but it's really about bringing a message of fullness towards the people. And that's what I love about this book. While I'm reading this book, man, I've had many of these same realizations. But like I said, he puts it into words even better. You know what I'm saying? Like his wordplay is insane, which actually inspires me to become better with my words. I think I'm good with my words vocally, but writing them down after reading his, I'm like, oh man, I can strengthen my pen game a lot. Oh, let me show you first before we even get started. Man, Andre 3000 and Kamasi Washington put out a joint together called Dream State. So beautiful. So beautiful. 137 people here on a beautiful Monday, Mindful Monday, 41 likes. Let's see if we can get those likes up to around 40 or 50. That would be beautiful. Just so we can let the algorithm and other people can know. Because, sometimes the algorithm don't be telling people we live. People always be like, I missed a notification. But we here, we live. We focusing on good fruit. Good fruit with our words, good fruit with our actions. Like Jesus said, you will know them by their fruit. Setting the tone, we're setting the energy and the direction that matters this week. As of lately, I've really been big on this whole, like, how do you want to feel this week and go create it? Like, every Monday or Sunday, we could sit down and just be like, what is like the energy I want to manifest? What's the energy I really want to be in this week? And then what would I have to do to achieve that energy? If you want to feel strong, well, you got to be nurturing your body. If you want to feel calm, you got to surround yourself by people who regulate your nervous system on a good level. Or, you should be drinking more teas because the tea has L-theanine, maybe less of the coffee caffeine if it gives you the jitters. Maybe you want to feel idle, right? Maybe you want to slow down. Like, set the tone for the week beforehand, be intentional, and then follow through. Instead of just like seeing what the week throws at us. Now, the week is always going to throw something at us, but if we set an intention, I think we can still maintain that frequency. Like, if our intention is to be calm this week, like, I really need a calm week to be in a calm frequency. No matter what the world throws at us, we've already set that intention that, hey, I already know I'm going to be doing my meditations. I'm going to be doing my prayers. I'm going to be going outside into my nature walks. I'm going to be doing all of these things that nourish my spirit because I want to have a calm week. And then whatever happens, we simply have the ability to respond and observe it instead of reacting to it. Nayli is still waking up. People in here and now 65 likes. Bless. I see Katie said, I watched a video where you said you want to do a vinyl, and I just thought it would be amazing if you do a vinyl with you and me. Yeah, that would be amazing. I really do want to do a vinyl. It's a creative project I want to do just for the art of it, just for the fun of it. I've been really enjoying vinyl records at home, like just how intentional it is. You can't skip a song. Nowadays, like, I realize a lot of times when I listen to music, like a new song comes out and I will scroll the song sometimes just to see if it's worth my attention. But like, music is just supposed to be listened to. Even when an artist creates an album, they craft it in a sequence for you to go on a journey. But I feel like now a lot of times, since we form our own playlists and stuff like that, we don't get to consume albums in the way they were created. And a vinyl kind of forces you to do so. So I would love to create a vinyl record that, it's got sounds I produced and obviously like me speaking, some read with me vibes, podcast vibes, and it's a journey, and it's something that someone would listen to cohesively in the order that I intended it to be listened to. And I find it just to be a great intentional practice at home, like touching the vinyl, feeling the vinyl, looking at the artwork, just that whole feeling is this. Anything that could be less digital these days, I think is like a net positive. Like, anything that could be less digital. We got Sunshine here. Shout out to Sunshine. So we got Nayli. We got Official Cheetah. We got DJ Lynch. Shout out to DJ Lynch. Shout out to DJ Lynch. There's a drop right there. Someone said, hi, Heinz, heard that Sean Kingston going to jail. Yeah, that's, whatever, people go through their stuff. It's all good. Let's pray for them. We got Jazzy here. We got Tabitha. Shout out to Tabitha Howard. We got Luscious Diva here. Beautiful. Jazzy mood today. We're in a real jazzy mood today. We're feeling really light today. We're feeling very free today. We're feeling very loved and supported today. We're feeling like we're moving in the direction that matters today. We're giving thanks for the experiences in life. We're giving thanks for the contrast in life. What's crazy is sometimes when life is like, I just like contrast sometimes. When life throws you a curveball, sometimes you gotta be like, that's some nice contrast to all this good stuff that's been happening, and you just take it with a stride. You take it and you learn and you experience and, you mold yourself. And it's always an opportunity to raise your heart posture. It's always an opportunity to work on your character. We understand that our credentials are in our spirit. And we truly believe in that, the fruits of the spirit, the inner gifts, and, every opportunity that comes our way, or every experience, or even every negativity, is an opportunity to strengthen our heart or our compassion or our resilience or anything like that. It's really like, that's how I see the human experience in itself. It's beautiful. So anytime we get a little bit too lost in our emotions, we can ask ourselves, is this kind of serving me in any way? Not to say we are not allowed to feel it, but maybe this is serving me in a way. Maybe I can learn from this. Maybe I can practice compassion, right? Maybe I could practice compassion. Maybe that's what this is about. Maybe I could practice raising my heart posture, or maybe it's my resilience, and whatever it may be. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Good group of people in here today. I can already feel the vibes. I can always feel the energy. Today, I think is going to, not I think, I know. I don't know why I said I think. Today is a read with me. The book we're reading, again, is Daughter, Drink This Water. Now, this book is not an easy book to get. I think because he ships them out himself out of a small warehouse. So I can relate, because that's what I do with Reminder Deck. And sometimes, we have problems with shipping, but we always will get it to you if there's ever a small delay. Sometimes there is, but a lot of times there's not. Things are usually smooth. But like, yeah, sometimes here's another book I wanted to get, and it's like, he's just sold out, or like, you just can't get it. But I don't know, check it out on his website, or check it out on Amazon if you like it after. Definitely support. Very interesting dude, very beautiful words. And like I said, I love this book because many things in here, actually my buddy's the one that recommended this to me, and he's like, yo, you should check out this book. In ways it kind of sounds like you. And as I'm going through it, it's like all these things that I learned on my own, these observations, these realizations, these outlooks I had, were also in here. And I'm like, I love that. It's how I feel about the creative act as well. Like, I experienced so many things that are in the creative act right? And Rick Rubin starts that book off by saying, nothing I say here is fact. It's just simply an observation through my experiences. So I love when people put out their observations and your observations match theirs. It's almost like it strengthens it as a deeper truth, because it's like, oh, we're having these same experiences in a way, or we're actually having different experiences, but coming to similar conclusions. And I'm like, well, iron sharpens iron. Like it's got to be true. Someone says, where can I get the reminder deck? johno.com. If you look at, or go to heinz.com, and there'll be a link leading you over there. And this is one of those books where, actually, let me move my computer. This is one of those books that you don't have to read in a linear fashion. Now, all of y'all that know me, know I like books that I don't have to read from page 1 to page last. I like books that I could flip to any page. And this is one of those books. It's like one of those books with like semi-mini chapters, things like that. And so we're really just gonna see where our spirit, our collective spirit, pulls us today. How about quietude? Let me know if the music's a little bit too loud. You know, sometimes it sounds a little bit different in my headphones. I don't want the music to overpower my voice. Let me get some tea. I do have a raspy voice today. Okay, beautiful. The first chapter we're going to dive into is called Quietude. Silence is not the absence of sound. It is the sound of your soul. When you let your soul sing a cappella, its music washes you into a restful peace, a renewal by a renewal by reunion, a sweet symphony with all things. Let all the noise fall away for a merciful moment. Let silence play. Quiet is a symphony of truth, a window into the realm of unfabricated things. Species of spirit fly freely in the wilderness of quiet. You are composed of these species. You can fly with them if you are quiet, if you let go of your anxious grip on life and learn to be with it. Going into solitude, going into quietness. I actually did that this weekend. You know, when there are things in life that may be on your spirit, that may be weighing you down, it's so easy to get caught up in the mind and start to play all the worst outcomes and, you know, be consumed by your own thoughts. And, you know, this weekend I remember I just put on some good vinyl records. I made some tea. I had like this African little crystal rocks that you put on a coal, and it smokes up, and it just really makes the home smell nice and feel like a blessed space. And I just like kind of eased into quietness, you know, very soft sounds, and just allowed the mind to wash away itself, seeing every thought come by, you know, let it pass, you know, seeing it like the wind. When you feel the wind, you know that you are not the wind, but you feel it, you understand? I think we are kind of like the sky, and we experience the different weather patterns. We experience the rain, the thunder, the sun, you know, all the different environments. So anytime in those moments where I feel anxious myself, which is not often, but you know, life does throw you some stuff sometimes, I'm like, okay, I can feel this, but I am not this, and I can watch it pass me by. And then we can always root ourselves in solutions. He says, quiet is an atmosphere of ecology, a weather. Oh, we're losing internet right now. My apologies. Give me 1 second. Internet just switched up on us. I'm gonna turn the music down, Tabitha. Don't worry. Give me 1 second. My computer connected to a different internet source. Nice. Quiet is an atmosphere and ecology, a weather. Life is in quiet, comes from it. Quiet is not the stopping or smothering of things. It is an awakening, an ushering, a liberation. Don't be afraid of silence. It is where you find your song, where you find your symphony, where you find yourself. Doesn't mean we should force ourselves into isolation all the time, but we do have a relationship with ourselves, and we do need to observe ourselves. We can have frustrations or be anxious, and our first form of medicine may be a vice, it may be a smoke, it may be a drink, it may be our phone as a distraction, and then we feel good for a moment. But what we do is we bury everything down within ourselves, and then at one point it is going to come out. And for all of us, it will come out in different ways. For some of us, it will come out in destructive habits. For some of us, it may come out through extreme anger. It can come out in so many different ways. So, even when we talk about setting the tone for the week, it's like, what if you intentionally scheduled moments of silence? I'm going to go here for 15 minutes and be silent and just people watch at the park, and make it a priority. Like it's a meeting with yourself. That's what you're doing. You're having a meeting with yourself. A meeting, if you schedule it, then it's like, if you don't show up to that meeting, the only person you're disrespecting is yourself, Silence may be the most powerful mantra of all. Speak it often and your life changes into peace. Spend time in the garden of your silence. Much beauty and discovery awaits there. You won't believe the blossoms. What do I always say? We are unaware of all the gifts that are within us, that we will be surprised by our own growth, by our own fruits, when we nurture them, when we plant them, when we water them, right? I believe our actions is like the water to the seeds of our gift. And I believe our belief and our faith is like the sunlight to the seeds of the gift. And having that consistently, nurturing ourselves day in and day out, those seeds within that sometimes we are completely unaware of will sprout, will blossom. And then we're like, oh my God, I didn't even know I could become this person. And then you become more curious about yourself. You're like, yo, what else is within me? What else am I capable of? And you move out of a mind that has all these limitations. And now you see yourself almost as limitless. Like I am capable, I am possible of many different things. Silence is a song deep in the soul. Let the divine music play. Your soul without silence is a symphony without music. Ooh, are you scattered? Are you scattered? Are you scattered? Are you waking up and you're on your phone? Are you scattered? A scattered mind isn't a mind that roots itself in solutions. A scattered mind is an overconsumed mind. A scattered mind is an anxious mind. A scattered mind is a mind that worries a little bit too much. Worrying is good. Worrying is good in the sense of it prepares us for any possible negative outcomes in the future. And we can prepare our soil now and our foundation, just like back in the days, if like the ancestor in the jungle had that like intuitive knowledge to know there's a storm coming in like 5-6 days, what would you do? You make sure that everything is tied down. You make sure that the house is strong. You'd be worried about that storm, but now you can prepare. So a little bit of worrying is actually good. It prepares us. But constant worrying with no solution, with no clarity is pointless, right? It actually makes us sick. We know that our emotions can physically make us sick. We can physically become sick through being in a heightened state of stress constantly, day in and day out. This is why silence gives birth to song. If you grow quiet, your soul becomes a song. When it grows quiet enough inside, the soul sings and truth arrives. A wondrous, aching memory. What do we always talk about here? I do not give you answers because I do not have the answers. I remind you, like he says, of a wondrous, aching memory. We all just give each other reminders of what we know to be true, because I believe that truth was placed within our hearts. I believe God has also placed many truths within our heart. And when we go deep and we cultivate, those truths are revealed. So we are simply sparking reminders within each other. The old woman who braids sweetgrass under the plum evening sky are accustomed to silence. They know it is better to weave sacredness quietly than to speak out of anxiousness, unraveling peace, right? When we are anxious, when we are angry, what do we do? Do we sit quietly and we meditate on it, we observe, we see our emotions for what it is, and then we navigate so we can be a positive force in the world? Or do we do the opposite and we unravel anxiousness, anger, cause problems, Growing comfortable with silence is like growing comfortable with the dark. At first, it may seem foreign, unnatural, and as though you cannot see. Then, gradually, you develop a vision for silence. The soul opens and truth begins to appear. I like that. The soul opens and truth begins to appear. At first, you can only make out a vague sense of things. In time, you see more clearly than you do in the presence of noise. Now you see through the veil of this world into the world of all that is. This clarity brings you peace. From this time forward, silence is a craving and your life is the feast. Ooh, silence is a craving and your life is the feast. Silence is a heavenly garden. Few visit. If you go, you can have it all to yourself. Silence is a heavenly garden that few visit. And if you go, you can have it all to yourself. You can have a seat at the table, an interview with yourself, and realize how beautiful you are, how strong you are, how resilient you are, and all that space is for you. Nobody else has to create that space for you. Nobody has to give you. We create that space for ourselves. Is quiet boring to you? Is quiet itself boring? Or are you relating to quiet in a way that leaves you feeling bored? By bored, do you really mean anxious, right? When we are quiet, are we anxious? Are we now aware of what's on our spirit and we don't want to journey through it, so we distract ourselves? It could be, right? Sometimes we distract ourselves even with healthy things, right? I watched a video the other day of a girl who stopped listening to music for 3 months, and she loved music, but she realized she was actually kind of using music as a crutch. And anytime she felt something, she would just listen to a lot of music until she didn't have to feel that thing no more. And she went on this music detox, and she just said, like, man, so many observations and love for life came to me, and now she can consume music in a really intentional way, like at the right times. And she was like, yeah, even like a healthy thing for you sometimes could become a vice. I wish I knew her name because I'd reference the video, but it popped up on my algorithm. When you feel bored, this is the discomfort of being with yourself. Oh man. Stay in this bath of anxiousness until you release from your external addictions. When you first settle into a bath, the water feels too hot, but it isn't. You are experiencing the difference between your body temperature and the water temperature. As the two temperatures merge, you grow comfortable in the water, then relaxed and purring, which is so true. That's what I love. I love how he's pulling value and observations off simple moments in his own life. Like I imagine he was just having a bath and he realized this. When faced with the contrasting energy states of your agitated, overstimulated self and the calm of your soul, you say, I'm bored. Maybe you're not bored. You just aren't used to being with yourself in your own soul water. Stay with the feeling. Stay with the feeling. Don't run from it. Keep sinking down into your bath. The discomfort will pass. That is so important. Like I always say, when it's a good day, let's have gratitude, because a bad day will come. When we're having a bad day or a rough week, have gratitude, because good days will come. It will pass. You have to remind yourself of that. Like, this will pass. Whatever is bothering my spirit, this will pass. Your energy will begin to match your soul's natural calm, right? Your natural place of being, your natural state, your source is a space of calm and peace, right? You will feel yourself relax. You might even start earning peace. When you feel bored, one second, y'all. One second. Low. When you feel bored, okay, hold up. Let me come back to my place. I was just thrown off. When you feel bored, instead of saying I'm bored, try saying I don't like being with myself. The truth of this may be jarring as you're looking into your relationship with yourself. But quietude is not a dungeon, it is a valley. Your peace grazes there. Beautiful. I'm gonna go to another section. The book that I'm reading is called "Daughter, Drink This Water." The book is Sacred Love. It's really actually kind of dedicated to daughters. So all women and girls in the world, since they are daughters. But even as a man, I find a lot of value in this book. Let's go to your dreams in this book, your dreams. The places you dream are the places you have already been. This is why you dream them. Search your soul for its echoes of bliss, its remembrance of peace. It will always let you know the ways you have come, how sacred moments touched you. It pronounces its yearning in the mystic face of a lake, a quiet drapery of sunlight, or the lapping song of water as you stroke its softness. The beauty you dream is the beauty you have seen. Woof. The beauty you dream is the beauty you have seen. That's some nice words right there. It calls for you again. Release what you hold. Be touched by what cannot be held. You are a dream life is having. Imagine that. You yourself is a dream in itself, in motion, in fruition, manifesting. Tonight your soul will go out wandering. Whatever it brings back turns into soul food. Your soul is not doing nothing while you dream. It is gathering blessings, hoping you will recognize them when you wake. Some mornings when your spirit is filled with silence and mystic wandering, lie in the dark and record the clarity night has rendered. It is important to remember what you have seen through the veil. She dreams, then she dreams, and she lives her dreams. What I like about this book is it's always she, it's always her. And I didn't realize until I read this book how like every book you read is always in like the male. Actually, I didn't realize that, but like because this book is really in the reference of women, I was like, yeah, man, almost every book, like majority of books is always like he, which I could see could be so annoying for a woman. I'm like, yeah, that's annoying. You are from the sky, a sky creature. This is why you dream freedom, and even your tears have wings. Not all revolutions are public. Most burn in the heart. They transform the mind and birth private dreams. I always say, I love being a dreamer, and I don't think it doesn't matter how old I get, I'll continue to be a dreamer. The only difference is as we grow and we become more mature and wiser, we develop the abilities to apply to our dreams. So our dreams either, they can stay in the mind and we can still explore those and enjoy that. But some of those dreams, we can actually bring into reality. And that's our decision. Some dreams don't have to become into reality, right? It could just be like playful thoughts we have. But other ones are like, yeah, this idea, this dream I have, let's bring it into fruition. Let's make this a real thing. We're going to read Stillness. I like Stillness. Forever 21 says, we women got used to he, but yeah, kind of annoying. Yeah, I'm sure you have gotten used to it, but I still think it's kind of annoying. Inner stillness, okay. We still good out there? We good out there? I wish I had the words on the screen. Maybe I'll try to figure that out one day. Give me one moment, okay? Inner stillness. Stillness can be counterintuitive to the modern mind, which is why the modern mind goes insane. Sanity, in a spiritual sense, is not the capacity to process information in a frenzy of anxious multitasking. It is a state of being that brings you in harmony with the rhythm and sacred weaving of nature. Stillness is a consequence of being at peace with the great mystery that is life. What do I always say? Uncertainty is a gift. Once you start to see uncertainty as a gift, trust me, it will calm your nerves a lot. A lot of our worrying goes to what is going to happen, and then we're thinking about all the worst outcomes and we become anxious. But understand that, we're like on a flying rock in the universe, and we're not even fully aware of how we came here, how everything came to be. It's all a great mystery, and that can either bring you a great sense of joy or pain, but you choose, right? Instead, there's, like he says, a comfort with being near yourself. He says, stillness is a consequence of being at peace with the great mystery, being at peace with that mystery of life, a comfort with being near yourself. Modern life is a poverty of rushing and distraction. It's crazy. I was talking about this the other day with someone, and I'm like, man, they're like, when I travel to like other countries where it's like a slower pace and people don't have as much money, it's like they seem happier because they prioritize more like, having fun, dancing with the family, barbecues, things like that. But definitely like in North America, we have a rush and a distractive culture. And it's probably because we have a young culture, like I know Europe and like Spain and these type of places, even Mexico, a lot of these places, prioritize like the way of life. Work is work, yes. I saw a good video about this. Someone's like, when you go to France and you ask somebody what they do, they'll be like, oh, I go for walks and, I like to have wine and I like to eat with my family. And, sometimes I like to read books. And then if you ask someone in America, what do? They're going to tell you their job, right? In other places, they identify who they are by like the things they love to do, the way they live, the way they are. And then in North America, I feel like especially we identify our value with like our work and what we do. So what do you do? Oh, I do this. I'm a plumber. Oh, I do this, which we can have like pride with that. But like he says, modern life is a poverty of rushing and distraction. Gift yourself. Stay home in your soul. Root yourself. Root yourself. Stillness is the behavior of forests, of deer by a stream, a canyon misted in sunrise. Even a brook can be still as it runs, for it runs with a knowing of what it is, and is content with that. Butterflies don't land on anxious flowers grasping for their beauty. They land on flowers fulfilled with their own beauty and not grasping. This is how peace chooses where to go. Be still. Peace is a butterfly looking for a safe place to land. Meditation is sabbatical for the soul, but you don't have to call it meditation or mindfulness or Zen. When you name it, it dies inside your attachment to the name. You squeeze the life out of it. Instead, just choose it. Choose to shift your attention back to your center, your breath, your being. Keep choosing. For a second, a minute, an hour. When you drift, keep choosing to come back. One day, your choosing will become a habit with no name. I love that. Choose it. Choose to shift your attention back to your center, your breath, your being. It's a choice. It's a choice. I said this on Twitter, and I was like, a calm nervous system is kind of a flex. Now, we're all hardwired different, and some of us are definitely more hardwired to be a little bit more anxious. But I do believe that we can still choose to shift our attention in any moment. And like he says here, when you drift, keep choosing to come back. And one day your choosing will become a habit, meaning the way you live your life is constantly regulating your nervous system. The way you live your life, you protect your peace no matter what happens, right? It's a sabbatical for the soul. It's a way you live. Meditation doesn't have to just be a breathing practice of, where you go and sit, but like the way you live your life is meditative in a way. It has intention, it has deep rest with it. And it's anything you do is you're centering yourself in your soul and who you are. Wild meditation is free of intellectual ribbons, rules, and ideologies. It is not defined by where you meditate, how or with whom, or for how long. It is free. It is you breathing yourself back to you. That's what we just said. You untucking your soul from its tight social bed, letting it be a jubilant hawk drafting, a laughing monk, naked and wildly running into the miracle we call a moment. If you can keep your meditation wild and free from the culture club expectations, it can be one of your greatest revelations. Inner stillness and silence act like fishing nets, allowing you to catch epiphanies like schools of fish. Ah, that's good. That's good. I wish I came up, you know, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I wish I came up with that. That's good. Inner stillness and silence acts like fishing nets. When we are still and we are silent and we're in our meditative state, it allows us to catch epiphanies, to catch ideas like schools of fish. A calm mind is a receptive mind, and it can catch all the beautiful revelations and epiphanies, all the information that is within us in our ecosystem, in our universe, and then we can channel it. Because even if you look at like any great album or artist or anybody, or like even like a preacher, what do they always say? They're like, something was channeling through me. Like I went into the studio and I don't know what happened, but something came through me. Or you may feel something from someone and you're like, I can feel their soul. Inner stillness and silence act like fishing nets, allowing you to catch epiphanies like schools of fish. Slow down, grow quiet, and catch your quota. Birds flock to trees of inner stillness no matter how much their branches move. Peace flocks to souls with inner stillness no matter the outer turbulence stirring. That's a bar. That's a bar. Those that are asking that just came in, this book is called Daughter Drink This Water. A Book is Sacred Love by Jaya John. Let me show you how that looks. No, we gotta support other creators and artists and writers, like I always say, like we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to others, or like we're gonna experience jealousy at times, but it's always an opportunity. But we're all really in this, together, and like, other artists, or people in your fields or anything, it should just be acts of inspiration. Like this guy's words inspires me, although we have like very similar messages and ways of thinking. Like I said, I have no ego in saying I think he has a way better way with words than me. Like as a writer, he's just immaculate, and that inspires me. I could be in like a spirit of like jealousy and not share it because I want my own book one day, but I'm like, no, like, it's beautiful, and like, whatever we are doing, everything's supposed to just strengthen and like create a better ecosystem and environment for everybody. Like, the intention is just more love, more laughter, more life, healing, inner peace. And, every single one of us, whatever we bring into this world, that's what we are contributing to. So it's a beautiful thing. An apple on a tree does more in stillness than you can ever do in busyness. You bloom with care, not speed, right? You too can make sugar in your soul. So good. Be still. Let peace gather in you. Oh my God. He's saying, like, look at an apple on a tree. What is it doing? It's doing nothing. It's just hanging there. But how sweet is that apple? In its stillness, in its idleness, it's actually doing so much within itself, right? It's producing that sugar within the soul of the apple. When you bite that apple, oh my God, it is sweet. It is good. That apple is doing more than we could ever do in all our busyness and all our rushing and all our distraction. An apple on a tree is producing. That's amazing. Be still. Let peace gather in you, right? Just like an apple on a tree. Be still. What do you think will happen within you? How sweet will your soul become, right? If you are able to sit with yourself, if you're able to be idle with yourself, if you're able to process your emotions, if you're able to be aware of your flaws and aware of your gifts and understand that it's all a part of the human experience, and the contrast is actually so freaking beautiful, man. Bring it back to this. It's so cool, man. I feel like we're on a mushroom trip right now. If you grow still inside and listen, you will hear all the beautiful whispers of your soul. The way a mountain sits and ponders is inspiration for a peaceful life. Life is always whispering. Be still, move. Peace is being in both states at once. In deep stillness lives the sweetest movement. In true movement, the soul grows wonderfully still. Chase wind across the desert. The balance is a dance. The pauses and poses expressing as much as the motion. This is life. I love the simplicity in his work. It's not like and not to knock this type of language, but I'm not really a fan of overcomplicated, like even like spiritual language, like when it just doesn't make sense. I just don't like it. He's very simple but precise, but like his words to me really hit and have like a beautiful wordplay to them. It is easy to sit outside and let the breeze wash over you. You don't try to grab, hold, possess, judge, or control the breeze. You don't mistake the breeze for being you. You just sit peacefully in the breeze. Do the same with your thoughts. Sit peacefully and let them wash through you. Let them go on their way. They are not you. They are weather passing through. Sit peacefully in your breeze. You know, we already talked about this. That's beautiful. Expecting the mind not to think is like expecting the sky not to have weather. Oh my God. The bar. Expecting the mind not to think is like expecting the sky to have no weather. So why are we always demonizing or overreacting to our thoughts, right? The mind is going to think. It's going to think some cool things, some happy things, and then also some really intrusive things and some things that bring anxiety and worrying. You know, it's like, it's going to happen. Expecting the mind not to think is like expecting the sky to have no weather. Weather is the nature of the atmosphere. Thinking is the nature of the mind. What does the mind do? It thinks. Think beautifully. Let your thoughts float through you and away. A lot of us, we have thoughts, and instead of it going like this, boom, into our mind, and then boom, going elsewhere, it goes boom into our mind, and then boom into our heart. We take intrusive thoughts, boom, we digest it, and then we absorb it, and we over-identify with it. Boom, we take all these painful thoughts, boom, we digest it, boom, we absorb it, and we over-identify with it. Now we can still bring it down here into our heart, process it, but we need to filter it back out at least, right? Don't let it stay in here so it clogs you up. Someone says, Heinz, I think you could be a prophet if we were living in old times. No, not at all. Not at all. I just think like at the end of the day, like we're all students and teachers of one another, you know? And like we kind of act as mirrors. And I always say like the greatest gift is, you know, the gift that you can become yourself and offer that to the world, or just, it doesn't have to be to the world on like a platform. It could really just, Chronix has a song called Legend. And in this song, he's talking about the everyday legends. Like we think of legends as like the most boastful people, but he's like, yo, the janitor at the school who spends time after school, you know, playing with the kids and joking with them. And, you know, he's like, that's a legend right there. You know, there's legends and people with deep wisdom all around us. And we're all just mirroring these experiences to one another. But shout out to all the prophets that gave us scriptures and things like that. I'm just like we just do the number one chill spot, you know? We just have some like good sounds, little reminders. And, you know, we're all just simply human. We're all just simply human. Like water, peace flows into open spaces. Be emptiness. When you finally grow still inside, your soul opens. Like water, peace flows into open spaces. I like that. So if you are clogged up with all this pain and things and anger and spite and revenge and worry, do you think peace can flow into there? No. Like water, peace flows into open spaces, right? So we're cleansing ourselves, we're healing ourselves. We have an open and receptive space. Be emptiness. When you finally grow still inside, your soul opens. It opens up. It becomes a sky. Now at least peace has room to roam, room to expand. Like soft, silent snowfall, may peace come onto you. Man, that's so good. Man, I be getting hyped off this. This is good words right here. It's very inspiring. Very inspiring. Inner peace. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going because I'm feeling in a good mood today. I'm feeling in a vibe. You done know in hindsight, everything going to be all right. How many people we got in here? Let me check in. Tap in. We got 268 people with 146 likes. That's blessed. That's very blessed. You know, we're thankful. Daughter, press your face against this sky of blue, this sea of sun. Know what peace feels like when it touches a living thing. Peace is the fragrance you seek, the perfume of your very nature. You cannot avoid your own soul. He's basically saying, like, when we don't spend time with ourselves and we don't observe ourselves and we don't create that open space, we're denying our own peace. The very thing that we seek is the very thing that we are. At our natural state of being, we are peace. You must reckon with it. Stop fleeing and start being. Start being who you are. Only then arises peace, right? I like how he didn't say only then peace comes into your life. He said only then arises peace. Peace is coming out of you, right? It's already within you, your natural state of being, right? If you come from God, from Jah, from the Most High, at source, if you were just beautiful, limitless energy, you were already peace. It's your natural state of being. Allow it to arise within you. That's a very intentional word there, arises. For the source of peace is not in the world, it is in your soul. I didn't even know he was about to say that. Swear to Jah. Your next breath, that's how long you have to wait for peace. This book is I'm telling you, y'all, this book is a banger. This guy is good with his words. You know, for me, it's almost like I feel like I'm being, I feel like when I read this book, because it's so similar to things that we already talk about, I feel like I'm reading, I feel like I'm a mentee, like I'm being mentored by a teacher who has been grasping these same things for longer. You know, that's why I like this book. It's like I feel like like I'm being mentored in a way. Although many of these things that we already talk about, it's just the way he tangles the words together. To me, it's just immaculate. Peace is not a destination, it's an acquisition. I can't say that word. But it's similar to what I say, you know, I'm like, peace is a process, you know, it's not a destination. It's not a thing that you are finding. Peace is a process that is happening within you always. It is an excavation. Unearth your peace. That's exactly this is what I'm talking about. This is what we literally have a reminder deck called Peace is a Process. This is why I love this book, because bro be spitting the same things that bro Hines be spitting as well, but just like in our own ways. Peace is a process. Peace is a process. Where are you? Man, I don't think I have it on me. Well, we do have a card that's called Peace is a Process, but I just don't know where it is right now. Don't got the full card right here. There's like half the cards. It is not foreign. Peace isn't a foreign concept. It is a treasure in your bones. Oof. It is a treasure in your bones, meaning like it's like rock solid within you. You can't even separate it from you. It's in your innate being, humming, weaving, and waiting. Inner peace work need not be like bobbing for apples. No dunking, no lunging, or flailing required. Just eat the apple. Deep, loving inhale. Deep, loving exhale. Release your whole life. Recalibrate. Fill with love and gratitude. Welcome to peace. Peace is already within you. Peace is a process. Peace is as far as your next breath, right? That's how close it is to you, because it is already within you. You are sprouting it. You are arising it. We are activating it, right? We are embracing quietness. We're embracing a little bit of solitude, and we're embracing our communities as well. We're having that deep relationship with ourselves, which is also a deep relationship, right? Whatever your spiritual foundation may be with your Most High. So we have more knowledge of self and more love for ourselves, and we can love our neighbor as we love ourselves, and we can love ourselves as we love our neighbors, because that is literally one of the blueprints to peace on the world. Imagine if everyone just loved their neighbor and loved their enemy, there would be peace on the world. That's why beyond like everything, like I would have to say like my favorite Jesus teaching is probably the most catchiest and simple and cliche one, which is love your enemy and love your neighbor. Because if you actually just think about that, if every single human being loved their enemy and loved their neighbor, even loved their enemy through their anger and offered an extension of grace instead, we would have peace on the planet, right? But first, we need to be those people ourselves, right? We have to come to peace. Because when you come for peace, no matter how much you hate someone, you still pray for their spirit. You still pray for their heart. You still pray for the best for them, regardless, you know? Even someone who hates you, your enemy, you're still like, you know, I don't want them in my circle. I want to protect my peace, but I want the best for them regardless. You know, over there, you know what I'm saying? Over there, you know, not everyone needs to come into our circles, but it's like, still want the best for you, you know? You cannot do your way to peace. Peace is an undoing, undo you. Catching peace is not like catching fish or a cold. To catch peace, you have to let go. Peace is not catch and release. It is release and catch. Release what is not serving you so you can make room and open up so peace can arise within you because you are already peace. Peace is a process. It's not a destination. Release everything. Catch peace. I was saying a lot of my own words in there because it's just intertwined so well. Like we're speaking the same language. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. This is an indie author, y'all. So I don't even here. Let me see if I can find it on Amazon. But like, it's a indie author, y'all. Like I kind of told y'all, the book is very difficult to get. But let me do a quick search because there was another book he had and I couldn't even get it. I think he may be against. No, because I did buy this on Amazon. But like, when I wanted to get this for somebody else. Oh no, it's on there. Yo, just type in "daughter drink this water" on Amazon and you'll find it. "Daughter drink this water" on Amazon. He's got the paperback and the hardcover. Sure, it's Amazon Prime too. I purchased this book July 22nd, 2023. So almost a year ago I've had this book. But that says, "I don't wish crap on my worst enemies." Yeah, me neither. They're wrecking their own lives anyways. Why should I? Yeah, exactly. It's a tough spirit to be in already when you're in the spirit of hate. You know, the book, for everyone asking, I wish I had it on the screen because I know there's new people coming in. It's called "Daughter Drink This Water." And definitely recommend that you cop it. It is on Amazon, so just type it in Amazon. And the author's name is Jaya John. For some reason, I feel like the J in his first name may be pronounced as Ya, and it might be Yaya John. I'm not sure. Okay, we got a couple more minutes. Oh no, I'm not teasing y'all, 12E. You can definitely get the book. It's on Amazon. There's just another book I wanted to get. He has another one called Fragrance After Rain. Is that the one? I don't know. But I'm going to buy this one too. I'm going to buy this other one he's got. Hey, this is good. Peace is a prophet. When you nurture real peace inside, it tells you the truth about who you are and what this world is. Only in a state of peace do you clearly see the way forward and what waits there, right? So when we're moving in the direction that matters, it's also clearly important to cultivate peace, because how do we know if we're moving in the direction that matters if our mind and our spirit is not at peace, if we are disturbed, if we're consumed in our worries and the negativities of the world, if we're consumed with anger, if we are consumed with all these other things? How do we even move in the direction that matters, right? Because our vision is then blurred. So this is why stillness, solitude, taking care of ourselves, you know, having that foundation is really top priority, because everything nurtures from there, right? Everything comes from the soil, not the other way around. So what is your soil? Identify in your life what aspects of yourself or what you need to do. What is your soil? What is your foundation? And nurture that first, you know, nurture that first. That's why we also talked about on a podcast last week called Where's Forward. sometimes we have to go backwards in life, and we think we're going backwards, but I'm like, no, we're actually going forward because we're moving in the direction that matters. It's just our ego and our pride gets wrapped up, and we're like, oh, we have to go back now because this thing didn't work out, or oh, I made a mistake, or but no, you're going forward. It's just not forward in a linear fashion, right? In a human construct type of way. But like if you're moving in the direction that matters, and that may be back there, right? Taking 5 steps backwards. If you're moving in that direction, you're actually still going forwards towards the destination that matters. Of course. Ayed says, of course you read Master Jaya. He's a loving soul. Very, 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 very. A master with his words as well. A master with his words. Maybe one day I can get the brother on the stream or something like that. Let's y'all put that into the ecosystems, into your minds, and we'll bring it into fruition. Yeah, I will leave this stream up. I got a couple minutes. For the title, for anyone that missed it, it's called Daughter, Drink This Water. I'll read the back for you. It says, many believed he was thousands of years old. The woman had prayed for an ancient one to come. They wanted to remember. The ancient one came. He was the father of all their fathers, the son of all their mothers. And on that day in a valley where the sky hangs low, he spoke. Daughter, Drink This Water is a sacred love song, a timeless affirmation for girls and women in particular, and all peoples who are nurturing a beautiful life, right? So that's what I said, like the intention of the book when you're reading it is definitely directed for girls and women. But like he says, and all people who are nurturing a beautiful life. So, as a man, I still find tons of value in this book. It's a very enjoyable read. Soak in this warm river of self-love, self-care, healing, and freedom. Share this soulful keepsake in your family and kinship circles as a cherished blanket of memory and meaning. Drink deeply. Master with the words, bruh. Master with the words, bruh. So good. I love it. So good. I love it. How are we feeling today on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me know how you're feeling in the chat. Let me know how you're feeling in the chat. I'm feeling good. Feeling real good. Feeling good because I'm with my tribe. Feeling good because we just digested some good stuff. We set the tone for the week. Last week was a rough week. This week's going to be a better week. More intention into this week, and we're going to follow through. More intention into this week, and then we're going to follow through. Tabitha's an 8.5. Mania is a 7.5. Okay, not bad. We got an 8, we got a 6, we got a 4. Oh man. During this week, we're gonna raise some of these. We got some 7s. We got John Tull, who's a 4, but optimistic. And you know what? It's all right. Like, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be okay. Like, truthfully, it's just okay to not be okay. We rise above. Anna's inspired but anxious, 6.7. A lot of 6. You know what? It's crazy. I think we're all kind of in a similar frequency right now. We got Laloni with the big 10. So, Laloni with the big 10, her energy is also in the chat. So that's beautiful. We got some 10s, we got some 4s. It's gonna, it balances itself out. Yeah, a lot of us are not okay. But we will be okay, and there will be better days. And, we take the contrast, and I definitely had some rough days in the past week, but I really do sit in those rough days and have gratitude and just be like, man, this contrast in life is nice. What is this doing for my spirit? And I just try to simplify the days as well. If I need community, reach out to the community, try to try to eat our best. You know, feeling anxious, you know, I'll go for a little nature walk, do that. And I realized like a really good sleep is so good. Like if you've been feeling real anxious, get a good sleep. You know, try to knock out for like a good 9 hours, 10 hours, you know, make sure your body's rested. You know, because sometimes when we're anxious and we're stressed, we sleep less and then we eat less, and that carries each day forward. And now we're like accumulating this nervousness and this anxiousness. And sometimes it's like a good sleep, you know, can at least calm us a little bit more. Well, yes, this is the name of the book. It is on the screen. Thank you, Josiel, for putting it in the chat. We now have it on the screen for anyone looking for it. Please go support that brother. You know, please go support his book. By no means necessary was I told to read this for you or nothing. We are just supporting a stranger who has beautiful words today. Sorry, Janet, for your loss. You know, a lot of us in here, I see we're on a similar frequency, and I think that's beautiful too. You know, like we are clearly having, I always say, like, the tribe is like, you know, we're traveling on a frequency. Like we really are, like we really match each other's energy, you know. So like, even though some of us are struggling, like we're still there for one another now, which is cool. And there's going to be better days. There truly is. There's going to be better days. You know, you got to say that, you know, there's going to be better days. A good day is about to come. Whatever I am experiencing, I can overcome, but I'm going to feel it, you know, and yeah, I feel it deeply. But, you know, that's what it is to be human as well, is to feel. You know, imagine if you didn't feel, you know, then you wouldn't even feel the good stuff either, you know. So as much as we feel the pain, we also love to feel love too, right? We love that. We love a good energy. We love joy. We love laughter. So, you know, feeling is a blessing. You know, feeling is a blessing still. It's just like we like to cherry pick the ones that we enjoy, which is fine, of course, you know. But, you know, and we're all real people, Tabitha said, not just avatar. We are real people. Every single one of us is a real human being with a real heart and soul and mind and experiences. We're more than just our online profiles and our names and avatars and whatever it may be. We are literally human beings, the human experience. And we all go through the same things in our own unique experiences, right? Like we all journey through all these different emotions. We all get anxious. We all get stressed. We all experience love, experience joy. We all experience jealousy. We all experience anger. We all experience resentment. We all experience all these same things. We actually all have the same experience, just in our own unique ways. It's just our material experience is very different, right? All of our material experiences will look different. You know, we're different races, we're different cultures, we're in different countries, we have different economic situations, but we have the same experiences still within ourselves. You know, we go through the same emotions. Great Outdoor says this live stream is not like any other. For those who know, know. For those who know, know. No, be yourself so the ones that love you can come closer. And the ones that don't can simply go another way. Nobody can curse who God bless. Nobody can curse who God bless. And remember, they will know them by their fruits. What good fruits will you produce this week? What words of affirmation will you give yourself and others? What reassurance of love will you give to yourself and others? What actions are you going to pour into the world this week that will create a ripple? But that ripple over time creates massive transformation, right? We will be known by our fruits. And we are. You know, we're going to create good fruit. And like Jaya John said, he's like, you know, an apple still does more than we do in our busyness, our ego, and our rush. Because when you bite into that apple, you experience how sweet it truly is, right? The soul of an apple is sugary and sweet. So when we are still and we are taking care of ourselves and we move out of that rushful frequency and that prideful ego frequency, or we're just distracted, and we are still, we come back to ourselves, come back to our soul, we can be poured into, peace flows into us and out of us. and our soul too becomes sweet, and then it's felt, right? We've all been in a room and felt someone's soul and just been like, yo, your energy is good. Your energy is good. You know, what are we feeling in that moment? It's soul, recognizing soul, matched energy. We have a new podcast today called Matched Energy. I believe one of the most beautiful energies is matched energy, energy that is reciprocated, that flows effortlessly back and forth. You know, love that is given, not because it's like only given through transaction, but it's given because it wants to be given, you know? No games. You know, you tell someone you just love them, you know, and it's matched. It just flows, it dances. I love it. It's a rhythm. It's amazing. Matched Energy podcast out now. Spotify, Apple, Google, all those, you know, we've been doing daily clips on the Instagram. Daily clips have been going up. Shout out to the 210,000 new people that have followed the Instagram in the last 2 months. Community there is thriving. The podcast is now going again Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're here on YouTube, still trying to figure out the YouTube. The YouTube's struggling a little bit, but you know, we're gonna get it back in a beautiful motion. It's gonna grow. You know, sometimes it's hard because, you know, it's like we really just stream and you know, just titled it Mindful Monday. It's not the most attractive thing on the platform. It's not like the algorithm is really trying to push that out, but I believe through just producing something that feels good and is good, and you know, one by one, you know, it will spread probably through word of mouth more, and it will grow, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. So I appreciate everyone that tunes in, you know, that supports, that joins the tribe to keep the vibes alive. And you know, we're going to continue because the growth never stops. You know, the growth is never going to stop for us. You know, we're going to continue to create, be mirrors for one another, support one another. It's beautiful. And on this Monday, I believe we set a beautiful tone for the rest of the week. Until next time, fam. That was a beautiful day today. 10 out of 10. Frequency, I'm at like a 6, 7 out of 10, but session to me was a 10 out of 10. I loved it. I'm going to see you soon. Thank you so much.